Okay, so welcome one and welcome all. Let's kickstart the webinar off. It's a Wednesday, which means it's Q&A day. With this being said, guys, as always, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like and comment, drop comments down below. If you have any comments that you would like to ask, questions, anything that we cover, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. These are free webinars for any PT that is out there. Face-to-face trainers that are inside gyms, just like all of you guys. And it's that simple. So with that being said, new announcements. We're also going to go and check the questions that have been dropped in school as well, and I'll answer those next. New announcements. There is, later on today, how to train your trainer if you're a leveraged trainer. There should be some new content being released later on today. That is that. We have had quite a few new modules drop as well, all part of the polishing process and the transition into school. So you guys know what they are, and it's that simple. But there's new content that's been dropped. It's now live. You can access it all if you're working with us, and it's that simple. As always today, guys, raise your hands if you have any questions about anything, and we will get this Q&A started. As always, ask questions. Normally takes people a minute or two to warm up their brains, and then we'll be into the full flow of everything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to head over to school, and I'm going to have a little bit of a look here to see what questions have been asked. And then I'm going to answer them and get this topic of conversation flowing. So with that being said, what do we got here? All right. Give me 1 second here, guys. All right, we got a hand. I can see someone. Okay, Claire, kickstart us here. What do we got?
All right, I apologize because I'm walking past a really busy street, so I'm just going to get some steps in. But my question is, when you've moved to a new location and they don't have a formalized database, what's the best approach to getting new clients?
We'll speak about that in the next webinar, Claire. I knew that would be on your topic.
Oh.
I knew, like,
sadly, I won't be able to attend the next one because the only time I could get this chicken is at 10:30. And I have to drive to Muscle Hut, which is a half-hour drive from our home. So sadly, I can't jump in on the next one, which is what I sent that message earlier this morning.
Okay. All right. We're going to, oh, yeah, I remember now. Yeah. So floor to the floor is what you want to utilize ASAP. But with that being said, we need to also look at some other strategies as well, which we'll discuss. Like,
okay.
The thing is, Claire, how many clients have you got going across with you?
Well, all of them pretty much will come, but I've just been taking them over to sort of trial it out. So 4 have come in this week. Everybody said they'll come over. Okay. Obviously, Scotty's got an arrangement with me that I've got a very good deal with regards to what I pay him rent-wise. Yeah. In this transition period, so it's not going to cost me, like, he's basically charged me $10 a head to take people in until I've got like at least 15, he said. Cool. All right. So then you cap the rent at 150 a week. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Look, I'm looking forward to this next phase because I want to see what this gym's made of, but I know for a fact that we're going to have to externally lead generate as well. I don't think you're going to be able to depend on the database of the gym. However, what I want you to do as well is I recommend that if you go to a gym, which is very, I will say this like politely, it's unorganized, right? And we know that it's an unorganized gym in terms of how they run it. So there's no staff there in terms of like, okay, you can get lists of leads or any assistance like that. Like if that's the case, I want you to always just drop some hints as well about what could potentially be going good if there was some organization. Scotty's mostly spending his time on the floor training clients himself, right? Correct. Yeah. Yeah, cool. So with that being said, we need to be on the floor as well, and we know what to do to extract quickly data, all right? Data that will turn leads or foot traffic into finances. We know how to do that the best way possible, like, period. So I would utilize this strategy in school, floor to the floor. That's what I would do. Yeah. Because there are many. I've been trying to be present, and anybody that, you know, I'm just striking up a conversation with every face that I can. Like, I've got a chat booked in for a like Kickstarter session that I got chatting to yesterday. So he'll come and see me next week. So yeah, I'm just basically putting the feelers out for people and sort of doing it myself as I would. This guy's just come back from a big chest surgery. He's been given the all clear by the doctors. And he was like, oh, you know, I never train my legs. And I was like, oh, really? Okay, well, I'll train your legs for you, mate. So
Yeah.
I've got that sort of set up for him next week. So that's basically what I'm trying to do. Just keep talking, go old school, essentially, and just talk to everybody on the floor.
Yeah, I reckon. I think, look, as you know, like, it's very, very funny. There is a training that is going to be coming out. It's a free resource in the PT Business Blueprint group that's coming out probably later today, called How to Maximize Your Dead Time as a PT, right? And how to max and what to use in terms of, like, obviously we know the split shifts in the PT industry, right? So the split shift is obviously mornings and then evenings, right? What to do in the daytime. And I show people exactly what to do and how to structure it. Like, what we talk about in there is how, this is the link here to what you're saying, Claire, is how not to walk the floor. Like, what you don't want to be doing within your time is scrolling social media, looking for clients. You don't want to be thinking about what to post on socials. You don't want to be making cold calls to MIAs, like doing anything like this, guys. Like, I just don't recommend it at all. Hey, Mon, hopefully you're doing good. And hey, Ray, hopefully you're doing good too. And hey, Flo, hopefully you're doing good too. 3 at once. There you go. So with that being said, like, you want to, if you've got conversation flowing, right? Make sure all the first and foremost thing that you're doing, what's up, Flo? Hopefully good. Just strike conversation and strike the calendar booking. Cool, no worries. Like, sweet, let's get you booked in. That's it. And like,
even yesterday.
Yeah. And that's all you're gonna, to do this anyway, right? But the main thing is that you do not walk the floor offering free sessions. If you're doing that with anyone, you're gonna find very quickly they're gonna say no, and you're not gonna like it, and then you'll go, shit, I can't pay my rent, and oh my god, where the client's gonna come from? Like, this is what's gonna happen with everyone. We know what to do, Claire. So go strike those conversations, but also I'd combine it with floor to the floor, which is the most appropriate and quickest way to get some good numbers.
I think my biggest strength is just going to be me being present and training the way I do, because I kind of attract attention because I work hard. So people come over and be like, Jesus Christ, you're a noisy cow. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm working hard. Yeah. Essentially. So generally that's what strikes up conversation. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a kickstart session, see if you can keep up with me. And they're like, all right. Especially the guys, because they certainly don't seem to train their legs like I do.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So I think you know what to do, and that's the main thing. Like, we take our own approach, but obviously we've got experience with knowing what to do here, which is good. So yeah, and I think you'll extract like. Well, here's the thing. So if everyone's coming across, aren't you full at the moment? Are you fully booked?
Yep.
So are you gonna save any time by going to Muscle Hub?
Not quite at the minute, because it's a bigger drive. But we've got to move house as well. So that's all in the next 4 weeks. So I don't really want to take much more on at the moment.
Yeah.
Because I've got 18 clients at the minute. So sorry, I just walked up a big hill.
Yeah, it's a pretty big hill, that one. I'm like, shit, it's a pretty big hill.
It's epic, and it's a real slow burner as well. I at the minute, to be quite honest, Simon, I can't take any more on.
Exactly.
Got to move home as well, move the kids' schools. Like, it's going to be a massive transition prior to Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So if anything, I'm happy just to stay put, keep being there present and show my face, and I'll pick people up as we come into the new year. Yeah,
I think that's exactly right. I mean, if you've got this all happening, then you're going to be moving closer, I'm guessing. Is that right? You're moving closer? Yeah. And if you're closer, you'll free up some more time. You might be able to slot in straight away another 4 or 5 sessions a week, or 3, 4. Then from there,
the big thing that might happen if we move closer to my ex-husband, which is not great, but it is beneficial. He might consider going back to a 50-50 care arrangement, which we had previously. Which would allow me more time. So, because at the minute we're on just one weekend a fortnight. So the girls are in my full-time care and they've got their own clubs and all that kind of shit like kids have. So I'm very limited to my time.
100%. We, as we know. So I think when you free up some time, it's great. If you can free it up, we can then fill it up. And then from there, see how it goes. I had a good chat with Glyn. Obviously, Glyn's in a good place. We just need to keep doing what he's doing there. And then you guys, combined income-wise, you're doing solid. We've hit the ceiling as far as we can go before any form of leverage.
Glyn's looking at his plan. He wants at least another 15, ideally 20 sessions.
Yeah.
What he wants. He wants to have like 40. That's what he wants.
Yeah, I think anyone following our structures, you should be able to get 40 easily in your calendar. I know Mon and Dan like to do fucking 140, but there you go. It's one of those. So like, yeah, I don't really think there's no problem with the 40 mark. 40 is fine, and then from there, obviously leverage.
I'm obviously at 22, which is what I can do currently.
Yeah, of course.
But obviously, you know, it's always good to make sure there's people coming into the cog, so to speak, when other people, you know, drop off. Yeah. And there is that potential that my good lifers won't feel that energy at Muscle Hut. It's incredibly different. So I will see. I might have a few drop offs, so I've got to kind of have a net to pick up some Muscle Hut that are already there.
Yeah, what I would do is this: go out, do what we're gonna do on the floor, do what we're gonna do, booking people in, get yourself more than what you can handle, because I'm telling you, whether you like it or not, you will have drop-offs. Like there's no point like sitting here in a public webinar and saying, yeah, when you move gyms, you're not gonna have any clients leave you. Like they're all gonna want to come. Like that's just stupid. Like you're gonna have a 30% drop-off is what I would expect. Like 30% is normally the number, but I've been with you. I don't know whether you'll have that much, but just act as if like I'm going to lose everyone. We take action as if we're going to lose everybody. And then if you're put in a position where you then have too much business, it's a very good position to be in. It's a good problem to have. Yeah.
As I say, it's very different to good. Like it's the complete opposite. There's no aircon. It's fucking hot as in there. It's a big like unit full of units, men and women, which can be a little bit intimidating to someone that's, you know, more just gem pop. But I want to make sure that like when you get to know people there, it's like a big family. Yeah. But as you walk in, you'd shit yourself.
Yeah, definitely. It's a bodybuilding gym. So
it is.
At the end of the day, you know what you got to do to make your clients comfortable, and that's what we obviously need to do. So yeah, I think that's fine. Just keep me up to date. Like DM me as much as you want on school, like, and let's go and smash it out. You'll be completely fine. Cool. And yeah, keep me posted. Nice.
I'm gonna go off like out bush in a minute. So if I lose you, well,
that's good. At least you've got your questions asked.
I got questioned, but I'm just going like to our waterfall at the back of our house, which is pretty epic. So yeah, if I lose you, that's where I am.
Awesome. No, good stuff. All right, sounds good. Nate, moving on. What do you got, bro? How are you, man?
Hey, buddy. I'm good. How are you?
Good, my man.
Yeah, as good as I can be with my daughter waking up at 2 in the morning, staying awake till 5. It's good fun. Yeah. Anyway, so a couple of things. So Derima has re-added on their forms. I've told Cass this on their sign-up form, saying, do you want to give your details to our PTs? Okay. Yes or no. I've hit up the managers about this. Yeah, so it's good news. So I've hit up the managers, and I've got like 20 plus hot leads to hit up, which is great.
It took them about 2 years.
Monday evening. Well, not getting into it too much, but they used to have it and then they took it out. I think just the change of management, change of PT coordinators, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. There's no point in complaining. It is what it is. So where that leaves us now is I've got about all these leads aside to chat through, and we did have the conversation the other week. I just wanted to ask for your opinion. Should I still go with, now that it's November, the 25% off?
Yeah, this is a great question. Yeah, this is a great question. All right, so basically, guys, Jack, good to see you, and good to see that bridge in the background, bro, as well. Good to see you, bro. Hopefully, you had a good time back in India. It's good to see you, bro. And Tash as well. I saw you. Tash jumped on. Hi, Tash. So, all right, basically, this is what I would say. At this time of year, guys, what you will find is that people will start saying things like, I can't afford it because Christmas is coming. I'm going away on holiday. I need to pause everything, right? This is what happens. Now, what we do at Pinnacle Fitness Consulting with all of you lovely people is we focus on all-out warfare and lead generation, all right? So lead generation is what needs to happen at this time of year, all right? That's where your focus goes. Your focus goes to lead gen, right? So that when New Year's hits, we are stacked with leads. Like Flow, for example, with us in a brand new club, this is exactly what we're going to focus on doing. However, we have got a small period where we might be able to sign up some people as well, depending on when their open date is, right? But when it hits December, right, it's all out warfare for marketing. Now, what Nathan's talking about with this 25% thing here is this. In the past, I was coached this as a mentor, I don't know, it was a long time ago. You can drop your session prices, right? If you want to. Now, I don't normally coach this now because a lot of you guys, you are in the top few percent of the industry, right? I mean, with the people here, not to, obviously, we all know, but like a lot of you guys fully booked, some of you guys leverage, like you're very experienced trainers and you're very, very busy. You can, if you want to. So when you're selling, so when you're doing consults at this time of year, you can offer all of your personal training sessions at half price. So your gold, if your gold package is 165, or if you're selling a few sessions a week at say 165, your silver is 120, and you could have like your gold at 80 and your silver at 60. What you will find is that this basically gets people to like take action now, start early, and it removes away a financial objection. However, a lot of people still at this time will just simply object, which is fine, which is why we don't focus on selling. We only focus on lead generation. Does that make sense? Like I can see nods and stuff like that. So like Nathan, to answer your question, now Nathan we spoke last week in one of the webinars about doing a 25% reduction. Now, I don't recommend discounting your sessions and slashing them in half, because all you guys here that are working with us, like you're too good to slash your prices in half. So with that being said, 25% reduction, the answer that you're looking for, Nath, is of course you can if you want to. This is what I'm saying here is this, and anyone watching this who's not a client, right? And anyone watching this obviously on YouTube, like you can discount your prices at this time of year. However, you don't need to if you know what you're doing, where people and your sales is on point. If your sales are on point, you're not going to need to discount your session rates at all. Because you're able to well and truly handle why people need to not get it twisted. Christmas is a 1 week. Like if you go Christmas, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, right? It's 1 week, a year. Like people don't need, like it's one of the biggest twisted misconceptions with the general public is that I can't start my fitness journey because I'm about to take off a week. Like it doesn't make sense. So when you can actually portray this to your clientele and portray this to your prospects, they'll be like, and then when you go, right, so Jack's having a consult with Tash, let's rock and roll right now. 25% discounts on every single session for the whole month of December. After that, they go full price, but let's go. Like at the end of the day, you're a weight loss client, Tash. You want to lose some weight with Jack. Jack can guarantee that you probably lose 3-4 kilos in the next 2 or 3 weeks in the build up. And what day are we now? We're not even in freaking November. Oh, it's November the 1st today. So there you go. You've got 8 weeks till next year. Like you could lose 5 kilos in that time frame. If you want to go rogue and then put 5 kilos on in a 2-week time frame or a 7-day time frame, you can do that and you'll still be exactly where you are right now. So let's go. Which is best for you, gold or silver? Right? That's how you close at this time of year, guys. Does that make sense, Nath? I know you're good there, Nath. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the good old Derriman made Wi-Fi. It's the same every single time. So Flo, what have you got? You got a question, Dan?
Well, obviously relating to what you just said. So in my case, obviously leaving from South Melbourne, which is a very busy gym, you know, people would kind of like different here to compare where I'm actually going, you know, in the area with yourself as well, like thinking like promoting it. So we're doing a boot camp actually on the 12th of November, to advertise the gym as well. So they're starting with a boot camp.
This is Snap.
Yes.
Very interesting.
So we're starting with that. So obviously to advertise it. So my question is it a best idea to be like, hey guys, sign up with me and get like 10% off or something like that for starters? Or because at the moment, like I'm charging $80 for like the 45 minutes, but obviously going to a different place like Donnybrook, you're like $80, I'd probably think about it. Or
so here's the thing, Flo. First and foremost, we're going to redo all your packaging. I don't know. Are we up to that level yet in school? Nah. Okay. When we redo your packaging, we're going to make it easier to sell, and you'll sell more of it. Like the way in which we sell our packaging here, like for any like new PT. So I said like for you, Flo, as well, and Maddie, who's here with us today as well. Like you guys, like. Like just to say this again, I say it all the time, but because you guys haven't heard it, I'm going to say it again. People don't care about how much time they spend with you. They only care about how much money they pay you. So if you're selling 45 minutes or hour-long sessions, they're more expensive. So therefore, they're harder to sell. We don't recommend it, right? And Maddie, I'll speak with you later on today about this. Obviously, Flo, like for us, we just need to get and change your pricing around and change the packaging around. But if you have a boot camp, so in general, regardless whether it's a new gym launch or anything like that, if you've got a boot camp and a lot of people are like going to that boot camp, all you're going to do is you're going to attend it, floor to the floor approach, which you'll know soon when we start marketing, and get people booked in with you directly. What we don't want to ever do, so this is just some good value as well for anyone watching this. When you run anything like flash sale, 20% or $20 off personal training sessions, or even 10% off training. Like think about it like this, right? A 10% discount on $80, that ain't gonna make anyone jump to that. The reason why is because it's $8. $8, we go for a coffee, let alone a shot or a beer. We're gonna go spend $8 quick. A shot of coffee, not a shot of alcohol, right? So it's one of those things, guys. Like you got to think about how lucrative it's going to sound. What you need to do is get people to put their hand up to want to take advantage of a hot offer that we will build with you that is directly with you. It is free. It gets them in front of you. We then put them through your tested and proven and polished sales process, which you're about to inherit. Does that make sense? A little bit better of a marketing funnel, right? That's how you'll smash it. And even up in Donnybrook, like, and again, like I know the area very well, right? Wherever people are, like this is another misconception. We've got quite a few Melbourne people in here today, right? Now, with that being said, it's like whether you are out where Dan is in the eastern suburbs, right? Whether you're in the northern suburbs in Donnybrook, whether you're where Tash is, right? Who's obviously based in South Melbourne-ish area, right? Everyone earns, like the biggest misconception was pickles my head. People associate different areas with different earning. Like to an extent, rubbish. Now look, Torak, Brighton, all these places, you could probably say that, right? Jack being in Docklands, I think in South Melbourne, South Yarra, like these sorts of Melbourne places. Yes, to an extent. However, the people that live there, they only earn more money because of the housing prices there, right? Like if that even makes sense. The reason why they live there is they could afford the housing, right? So that's a reflection on their careers. But basically, there is what's called a minimum wage and an average wage. Whether you live in Donnybrook, the eastern suburbs, northern, south, east, Geelong, freaking Adelaide, WA, NT, Darwin, whatever. Every person that works in retail, every person that works in any form of 9-to-5 job, they're all getting paid a similar amount. So they can all afford the same price when it comes to a service like personal training. Does that make sense, everyone? I don't think I've ever really broken it down like that, but like everyone can afford your pricing. it always comes down to a lack of prioritization if people use money as an excuse. And that is it, period. That will be really good knowledge there for you, Maddie, as well, I think, and Flo, again, for you, definitely. I see you nodding away. Does that help and make sense there, Flo?
Yeah, thanks.
And Maddie, yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. Nath, I'm guessing that's a delayed hand. Are you finished as well, or you got anything else, Flo, that you want to talk about? Any questions?
And another thing that I posted on the community thing as well, obviously handed in the resignation here, but it is 90 days. Do you recommend, obviously speaking with Damo as well, but would you recommend still build up a little bit, or just
Look, Damo was mentioning to me he thought he saw you taking a consult yesterday. Did you have a consult yesterday?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's cool. So like I said to Damo, like basically like look, Flo at the end of the day is we're gonna condense your calendar in South Melbourne.
I've already started kind of fixing it up, so I think I've freed another day up as well. So which is
perfect. So we'll spend that day in Donnybrook, up in Calcalo, right? Donnybrook, right? So we'll spend that up there. Your time in South Melbourne, what we want to do is condense it, and then from there, like it really doesn't matter, like if you grow yourself or if Damo gives you the sessions. Like normally, what we would say is when we leverage, so if Damo is going to be temporarily leveraging his business, utilizing Flo because Flo's there, like normally what we do is you create loyalty between the trainer, so Flo, and the head coach or the head PT, Damo. So if you were going to work with him full time, I'd recommend that you just stay loyal to him. He'll do all the working for free. He'll take all the consults, all the sales, all the showing up, like, and then he'll take it off your hands. But for us, Flo, it's different because you're working with us. So I'm going to show you how to improve your conversion rates. I'm going to show you how to basically quickly improve our model. But we've got to remember we've got 90 days. So these clients, and these clients, because of how far the commute is, they ain't traveling to Donnybrook, right? Yeah. So they're going to be left behind. So what we need to do is put our energy into our new location, counteract the drop that we know is coming, and then therefore it'll be an equal trade-off. But we know that you're going to be in a good position up until you leave, because Damo is going to cover the rent for you, or he's going to contribute towards it, give you other sessions. You've already got a good few sessions as well. Yeah. You know, we're in a good position here, and we just need to keep moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I'll catch up with him at 12. So I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, he mentioned that. That's cool. Drop us a message, and I'll speak to you when that's done.
Awesome. All right. Thanks so much.
Well done. If you can drop your hand down as well, if you can as well, Nath.
Cool. Thank you.
Tan, mobile office today.
Hello.
Hello. What's going on, homie?
I'm good. My question was, I'm in an area where there's a lot of, it's very diverse, and every once in a while I'll get someone, a lead from the gym who is not very good at English. Yeah. And I think that I can speak with them and build rapport. It's just when I get to the close, it's like they kind of panic and they don't understand what I'm trying to tell them, and I feel like they don't understand the value of what I'm trying to offer them. And yeah, it's just a bit hard to close them. So did you have any tips on how to close?
I've got a big tip. What's their origin? Are they Asian?
Either from somewhere in Asia, and we get a lot of either from India or China.
Yep, cool. So learn Indian and Mandarin. Next question. Let's move on. Let's go. Look, I mean, it's tough. It's tricky. All jokes aside, it's tricky, right? And I've been in those situations. I don't really have any more feedback to give you other than what you're feeling and thinking yourself, Tan. And it's very rare that I'll answer a question like that. Do you know what I mean? But unless you do want to go and learn Mandarin for the one person out of 25, 30 people that you come across, you know what I mean? Like, look, it's one of them. Has anyone else got any feedback on that? Because I personally don't know what else to say other than it's going to be tricky. Jack?
So my background is Indian, and then back home in India, most people don't pay and afford trainers, but they are gym employed trainers that you can get feedback from on your form or what workout to do today and all those things. So when they come from that kind of culture, my first go-to is to explain to them that we are rental trainers and this is how we work in Australia. And then people pay for PT. And then that gives us a better chance to then pitch them anything. That's it. That's all I can say. There's no language barrier or anything, but you just break it down, tell them this is how it works, and write stuff down as much as possible instead of speaking it. That's what I've done. It works well.
That's solid feedback right there. Thanks for that, Jack. I think connect the cultural difference with their home country to where they're now based. And then when you break, I think that's really great advice. Thanks for that, Jack. And breaking it down, like a lot of the time, if you can write things, people will kind of understand it. And think about it as well, whether they're guys from Asia or from India, regardless of what language they speak, they know they're in a primarily English-speaking country. So they do have elements of English that they can understand. And they're there because, well, hell, they've showed up, which means they know how to understand how to show up. So at the end of the day, you just got to simplify it as much as possible. And I think that what Jack said there is probably perfect and spot on. Simplify it, write it down. And if you can highlight, I mean, look, that's a great point. Like we've had clients before over in New Delhi, and worked with clients where it's a completely different structure. And it's like, if you can tie it together, if you know how the structure is back home. So look, back home, wherever you're from, if it's New Delhi, for example, like what you're probably used to is this. Over here, it's done like this. This is what the pricing is for it over here. And that's pretty much, you know, what you can do. So yeah, hopefully that helps, Tan. Otherwise, go and learn Indian and go and speak Mandarin, and then you'll be completely fine. That's the shortcut, but it's not really a shortcut. All right,
Or send them my way, online training. Or send them my way, online training.
Yeah,
I'll give you a commission as well.
Yeah, there you go. Send them to Jack. That's good. Rubes, good to see you. Cassie, good to see you. Tane, good to see you, bro. Hopefully well. All right, what do we got here? 23 an hour is current minimum wage. So I think this is from whose iPhone? I think that's you, Claire, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, here's the thing. So most past clients who LinkedIn and pay upfront sessions, certainly from past 6 to don't show. Yeah, 100%. I agree fully. If you want to check the chat out, guys, what Claire has said there is true. And yeah, if you're looking at like gross income for anybody on a minimum wage, and there's not many places on minimum wage. I mean, minimum is bare minimum. If I'm an employer, I don't want to pay people minimum, right? You know what I mean? So, but that's just a guideline that businesses will go off. And then think about it, they're earning more than that. So yeah, you're probably right, Claire. I think people are grossing $900 to $1,000 a week, grossing on the bottom end for a full-time 40-hour work week or 38-hour work week, whatever, 38 and a half, whatever it is. They can afford PT. Like, I'll be open and transparent. I paid myself the same amount from my company every single year, every single week for the last 4 or 5 years. I paid myself $1,300. It's the same as what I recommend Nath, Tane, Monica, Michael, like all the guys here that like leveraging their businesses. Like I recommend you take a drawing like for Dan Dober, Cassie, like Ruben when we get there, which again, it's not going to be too far away, man. Like Tash, again, for you, pretty much there. I recommend taking a drawing as a wage. And like the rest of it goes all business expenses covered for. Like it's a bit of accounting knowledge for you guys. But the drawing of a wage, if you earn $1,000 or even $1,300 a week, which is just me being open and transparent, that I can't spend that, like, unless I'm going out and blowing my money. You know what I mean? Like, that is a very comfortable income to live off. So if I want a PT, which I personally do have an online coach, I can afford the $500 a month that he charges for online coaching. And the moral of the story is every single person has enough money to prioritize going out and drinking or going out and eating or going out to the movies, and because they want to go to gold class and then sit down and have food in gold class, and it costs $100 per movie, and they're doing it twice a week. You know what I mean? Like, it's priorities, and that's all it comes down to. So good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Moving forward, Cam as well. Hello to Cam. Good to see you, bro. What's up, bro?
So quick question. I remember when we started signing up people for hybrid, the original deal that we said with them was we're giving a discount as long as they were going to provide us a testimony. So we're at about the point where I'm going to have to charge people for the second month of this. How would you recommend I go about collecting and distributing testimonies from people and getting them out to the club?
This is a good question. All right, first and foremost, guys, what Cam's saying here is this. So we got Cameron fully booked in his one-on-one. We're now leveraging by going a semi-private, a hybrid approach. Because of the structure of the business over there in the beautiful state of, well, beautiful country of the US, different structure to us over here. Now, we've got some people in where we made it a thing that it's basically come on board, discounted rate in turn for a testimonial, right? And Madison, you're more than welcome, no problem whatsoever. You're more than welcome, and I'll speak to you later on. So look, basically, bro, ask them. So the first thing, guys, collecting testimonials it has to be prioritized. If you don't have them, it's because you haven't prioritized collecting them, and that's it, right? It also comes down to a case of like, if you don't have them, why? Well, Simon, I don't know how to ask for them, right? Which is where we're going to get to a Cam, or I don't feel comfortable asking for them, right? Anyone here who's ever felt uncomfortable asking, as a personal trainer, asking for a testimonial video? Like a show of hands here. Like there must be, there's a good few, right? So how do you do it? I don't know. I'm going to ask Tane how he does it, or Dan Dober, who's overcome his fear of doing it. Dan Dober is ridiculously fast as well of doing testimonial videos, just but anyway, guys, I want to hear from you. Because I do it differently. Like, because for me with business owners, it's like, hey bro, can you do this? Hey sis, can you do this? And they're like, yes, here's the video. So Tane, and then anyone who wants to chip in on this, just come in.
I just say to like feel uncomfortable. If you feel uncomfortable doing something, just do it anyway. It's like what we encourage our clients to do, right? Like they might feel uncomfortable training or get gym anxiety because they're in there. And it's like, just come in and train anyway. And then the more you do it, the more you build that confidence to train, when it's in a training scenario. And I say that it's the same thing, whether or not it's, I think Ruben had some stuff about like sales and price points and that earlier, saying the same thing. It's like, you just do it and then you build that confidence. It's the same. I look at it the same way that we do clients coming in.
Yeah, it's not an issue of asking them to do it. Like that, it's not the problem. It's what I wanted to know is like, what format do you think I should do it? And like what's type, like a quick video like we've done, a longer form, a long written type thing. That's what the asking isn't the problem. It's should I format it is what I want to know.
Good question. Right. So Tane nailed it as well. Same as yesterday, bro. Just do it. Like basically do it, learn the hard way, and then it'll be comfortable. But you're not uncomfortable, Cam. What you need to know is how or what to get.
Yeah.
What I recommend, video format, selfie, needs to be portrait, not landscape, excuse me, no longer than 60 seconds. So iPhone, most people these days have got a good enough quality iPhone. Portrait, selfie, natural. Like guys, this is something huge as well, right? TikTok as a social media platform, the stuff that goes viral on TikTok, it's pure fluke, to be honest with you. Some things that you just watch, and you're like, when we all go down rabbit holes in terms of watching YouTube or Facebook scrolling, and you'll just stop and watch a video, and then you like look at it and it's got like 100,000 likes and like whatever, right? A lot of it has to come across natural, and a lot of the stuff that will make it, like, not that we need to make it go viral at all, it's just good social proof. It's because it's natural. Like I was doing some education on TikTok stuff, and I don't want to divert off topic, but the person who was telling me how to do this stuff was saying, look, Si, don't record like set up with these things, right? Don't need any of that. Like don't do, like make it come off the cuff, right? Off the cuff, iPhone, and that's it, right? So yeah, I would make sure those three things are noted down, brother. So just on the iPhone, selfie, and it's going to be portrait. Yeah, not landscape, portrait, because then you can use it for stories and you can use it for reels, and it won't come up like with like two black lines at the top and the top and the bottom of the video.
Right.
Does that help you, bro?
Yeah. So just a quick like shorter video. Should I? Because I have 3 people that I haven't get it from. Should I ask one of them to do a written thing that we can put on the website, and then the other 2 videos, or just all videos?
Look, collect variety, But I'm going to, so Ray's asking in the chat, what should we ask them to say? This is the breakdown, Cam, of a written testimonial and a verbal or video one. Point number one, where they began and how they feel or how they felt, right? Number two, where they are now / results. I'm just typing this out for anyone that wants to copy it from the chat, right? / results they've achieved and how they now feel. Number three, what would they recommend doing, okay, if you are where they were, right? Now, what would you recommend doing? Like, what that point is basically work with Cam, right? So, and this is the thing though, but what you say to them is like, if anyone was in your shoes, if you can, you can conduct this as an interview as well. So you can diversify, right? You can diversify testimonials, guys. This is great content. We've never spoken. What's the timeline here? Okay, we're still good. So you can diversify testimonials in many ways. So Cameron, like you said, writing, like all you could say with writing, Cameron, is this. Just, can you just write me a nice message? Is that all right? Nice message, just summarizing your journey with us. A lot of people naturally, they'll go, okay, because the brain will normally think, okay, well, I started when I was 20 pounds overweight. I needed to drop weight, and Cam approached me about a new program. I took the leap of faith. I was skeptical. So much, so important, guys. Not, again, no tangent here, but there's so many like important things that can cut. Like, it's very important these days if you can highlight that people were skeptical. Right. And I know when Doba, you did a video for myself and Jude, you highlighted this, how skeptical you were. And we'll always say to people, like, if you were skeptical, highlight that you were skeptical, because everyone is skeptical about fucking everything these days. They're skeptical, right? Because there's so many people out there. Most people that are out there, they don't have the proof. They don't have the results. There's a lot of scamming and spamming. So they'll say they were skeptical. But then I found Cam, I jumped in, I took the leap of faith. Right. And now I'm 10 pounds lighter. I'm halfway to my goals and we're only 8 weeks in. You know what I mean? That's pretty much that. Then you can diversify it and do the same thing, video testimonial. Right. And what you could do if you wanted to, Cam, is this. Keep your discounted pricing for the select few people. Right. The select few people that you wanted to. Keep that discounted rate for the following 4 weeks. Then get a different, so diversify. So you've got a written testimonial, then get the selfie video from them and say, look, I'm going to come to you in the next 4 weeks, right? I'm going to keep your rate at the same rate if you can then do us a testimonial video at the end, right? Or I'll give you a discounted rate again for the next month. And then if you can just do us another testimonial video, because it will document their journey. It'll document their journey. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So like, let's say if I have at the end of this 4 week cycle period, I get a written one.
Yep.
And once they come to the end, because they're only on 2-month contracts right now, at the end of this month, they'll say, hey, if this has been working well for you, you want to continue on, we'll give you another discounted month, but we need another testimonial in a different format than what you already gave us.
Nailed it. That's it.
Cool.
That'll work well,
Good
bro.
idea.
And do you know what? There is no chance those people will leave. Think about it like this, guys. One of the most important things, Ruben, that's a great question. I'm going to answer it in a second, yeah? So, like, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. If you deliver the results that people are paying you for, they will never leave you, or they won't just jump at the opportunity to jump out the door. They won't do it. That's why a lot of you guys are fully booked. Like, I'm like Dan Doba, I know Dan personally, but this guy, I know him like as a dude, is a fucking legend. So I can guarantee that as a coach with his clients, he's not going to fucking take it lightly that people just stick with him and don't get results. He's going to get them results. So that's why Dan Doba, when we go into the marketing webinar, I'm going to go, Dan, you go first. And you're going to go, yeah, so same situation as last week, pretty much, mate, because I can't move forward. Right. That's where this guy's at, because he's always at the ceiling. Right. But isn't that pretty much right? Is that what you're going to say, Dan? Like, look, so there you go. I mean, it's one of them. Get them the results. They'll be happy to do the testimonial, because don't go into this going, you can come with us, I'll give you a discounted rate, they come and they come and take advantage of the discounted rate, don't get results, and then they don't give you a genuine testimonial. It's worth highlighting for the record. Testimonials have to be genuine, right? I personally believe that at Pinnacle, we're the best at collecting them, but I also believe that we're the best at delivering the results, right? That's the only reason why I ask for them. I don't ever cut, and there's a lot of you guys here I haven't asked for testimonials from yet, because I'm not ready to capture them yet, which means I need to keep my standard high as a coach to get the results for you and do whatever I can do to help you get there, to then capture a piece of social proof. Think about it like that logically, guys, if that makes sense. When it comes to the actual discounted rate, so they're on 60 for 30 minutes, would you go 50? Yeah, look, Rubes, you've hit the nail on the head pretty much. Like, don't heavily discount the service. Cam, what's the pricing, what's the discount that you're offering?
So normally the program is 300 per month. This is a USD, so it's a little bit different for you guys. It's 300 USD per month. We were giving them $100 off for both months, but you have me structure it 300 in the full for the first month, and we're doing 100 once we get testimony for month 2. Yeah,
I remember us putting that together. So $100 a month, $25 a week, roughly. Like, you could do that. Like, Rubes, for you, if you want, like, I think this is really important. This is for launching a new product, right? So what I wouldn't recommend doing is, like, get people on board, offer them a discounted rate just for signing up if they give you a testimonial. Like, I don't recommend doing that as a one-on-one trainer. For launching a new product, no problem. This is a new product, and they give you a discounted rate. You'd be transparent with them as well. We're saying this to Strike. So we had our first person go into Strike, and I was like, I'll be honest, you are our first person in Strike. And, like, there's no point me trying to fudge numbers just for the sake of a bit of reputation, right? You're actually doing a discredit. So if it's a new product, tell them, like, you're the first person in there, just like Cam would have said to these guys. Like, if you don't see anyone else at the group classes, it's not because they're empty, it's because it's brand new and you're the first client. So it's actually makes it more exciting for them. And then from there, you'll find that, they'll be more than happy to come on board, go into it. So you just say, we're happy to discount you, go into this full steam ahead with me, and then we'll grab a testimonial at the end. You want to continue? Then give them the same discount. Let's keep you going. And then document their journey. Like, I did this with Tarkin for a few videos, and Tarkin was like, new trainer, moved to a gym, 6 figures in the first 2 weeks or whatever it was with him, right? Then it was like he went to 5K after 5 weeks. Then he went to 6K or 7K after like 3 months. And I documented I did like 3 videos documenting it, because then people could see, like, the journey. It's not a fluke. Like, this is, no one goes out of their way to create content like that unless it's real. You're capturing real life results, right? And this person with you guys as fitness trainers, they might be like, and then go a bit skinnier over time. So it actually shows that it's actually working. You know what I mean? So hopefully that helps. Does that help, Cam? Give you the clarity?
Yeah, that helps. I understand, like, what to ask of them and how to format it now. So that's really good.
100%. Yes, iPhone, Claire. You're out of the bush, Claire. You came out of the bush.
I'm back out of the bush now, so I'm back on the busy road. This conversation has just kind of sparked a bit of inspo, so I just want to jump in, because I obviously won't be joining you for the next one, because I've got to get down the hut. Can I offer something like this, like newbies for November, 4 weeks, so I can get people, new clients at the hut using this kind of strategy?
It's a good question. It's a very good question. Here's the thing, though. Again, this is tailored to you, though, right? Like, you're a beast. You're a beast, right? So you don't really need to prove to people that if they work with you, like, you'll do it at a discounted rate and then get a testimonial. I'm not joking. I'm not joking, Claire. We should be going to that place and putting your prices up.
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing, right?
Okay.
But like, I mean, like, tell me in terms of how would you want to use this? So what do you mean when you sign people up and say, look, if you come on board and give us a testimonial, 4 weeks, discounted price,
and they get their first month as a newbie at Muscle Hut for some kind of discounted rate?
Yeah, I think, again, with you, like, our time is stacked, right? We're fully packed. So it's one of these ones where, like Nathan we were saying before, it's like doesn't really need to offer that 25%. Certainly not the 50. You don't need to slash your prices in half. Like Dan Dober and Mon, like I know Mon's leverage, but Dan's still full. And you guys very similar. Like, you know, you're both at snaps, right? So I think you're a snap. No, you're anytime Dan, aren't you? Yeah. But yeah, you guys very, very, very busy. You're at the top. Mon's leverage, like, but both of these guys would not discount their services right now. You just wouldn't, like, you're stacked. Why would you discount your services when you're at the top? But then we're in a new location here. Do you know what I mean? So it's you can do it if you want, but I just don't. As soon as you get this, what will happen with this, Claire, is as soon as you sign people up on discounted rates and then you get so freaking busy, you're capped out with time. You're gonna be like, well, I wish that those guys there were paying full price because I've got 3 other people that are waiting that will happily pay full price. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we can, but you're a beast, right? You've got to remember you're now a muscle hut trainer, right? So with that being said, like, it comes with a price point. I think, Claire, you should be honestly the most expensive trainer inside that gym, not because I'm being biased and you're my client and that we're going to be jumping on a world stage soon, but it's because you're educated by Pinnacle, and therefore you know how to correctly structure your offering, how much to stack it with value, and a lot of the other trainers in there, they won't. Like Scotty, I could guarantee probably charges less than you, does he? Or how much does he charge for an hour?
Less than me.
And isn't this meant to be one of the best trainers on the Sunshine Coast?
Yeah.
Bullshit. Like, sorry, Scotty, if you're listening, but hopefully you're not, because you probably murder me. But
Okay.
yeah.
He's an ex-commando. You don't want to fuck with.
I know. I freaking see this commando with a knife in the dark in my house.
Yeah,
but,
that's the
look,
one.
I used to say this to Phil Perg, right?
Yeah.
Like when we were working with Phil, and Phil's still a brother of mine, right? So you won't mind me saying it. Like Phil, when he came to me when he launched his online, he's like, right, I'm gonna do my online $50 a week. I'm like, are you insane? This is like everyone here knows Phil Perg. Like his Facebook is just clogged up. It's all Phil. Do you know what I mean? It's just not his clients, it's all Phil, right? So if you are promoting image like you're doing and people can see your journey, and Phil's a great coach, like, I'm sorry, $50 just because your coach charges 70. You don't base your prices off what other people charge. You base your prices off the results you get and what you believe in yourself to be. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully that makes sense, because a lot of people, when they come on board and when they start working with us, they're always like, how are your trainers charging 120 plus per hour? Bro, we know what to do. That's all it is. We're not robbing people. People are fucking paying. And it's because we structure it the right way. That's the biggest thing. So if you want, coming to the end of this episode now, before we transition to a client-only webinar, next, if you want help structuring prices and anything like that, just don't feel ashamed to come and ask. There's plenty of people here, guys. Nod if you think it would be a good idea if people restructure their pricing to get paid more. Like, it's very easy to do. Like, it's not hard. Just come and ask and I'll show you how to do it. Like, getting beyond this whole, like, oh, people think I'm going to sell them stuff. I don't sell to people unless they want to be sold to. I'll just tell you what to do. It's no problem. So yeah, I think for you, Claire, just up, fuck it, up the price. Do you know what I mean? Like, but what's your hourly rate? 130?
No, 110.
Oh, well, it needs to be 120 minimum.
110 for a silver.
Yeah, so yeah, you're 110 for the hour. Look, it needs to be 120 minimum. Minimum 120. You're a muscle hut trainer now. 120 is, but remember, you sell golds and silvers and then you structure it into 45s, halves. And again, it depends though. This is the only thing that with muscle hut is the negative drawback from it. If all the trainers in there that are beasts, right? Some of the best trainers on the coast that are charging less than 100 per hour. Question, that is that, am I right? Less than 100 an hour?
Exactly what they're charging, but
with Scotty, is he less than 100?
No, I pay 100 an hour.
So you're on the nose of 100, right? So look, the rest of them, here's the thing. If you go into a club, and I'm sure most people can relate to this as well, and then we'll jump across to the next webinar. If you go into a club where trainers are paying a lot less than you, and they're charging a lot less than you, and they're abundantly doing it, you're going to stand out like a sore thumb because of your price point. Don't let it distract you. Don't let it distract you. At the end of the day, the other trainers wish they charged you.
Is it worth asking the other trainers what they charge?
No. Just keep yourself in your lane. You don't need to never. And I think after the week I've had, if you know, you fucking know. Tane knows. You keep your eyes in your lane. Never do you look at your competition. Never fucking do that shit. And if you know what I've had to deal with this week, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And hopefully you guys don't know what I've had to deal with this week. But you always keep your eyes in your lane, never on the competition. I'm here to work with you. We all create our own competition within ourselves, and then we run with it. So hopefully that helps. Message me if you need help, Claire, on that. But yeah, look, 55, I'd put it to $59.95 per half, and then your hourly goes to 120, and that's it. There's nothing else.
Okay. All right. I better scoot because I'm going to get
We will all scoot
drive.
It's no problem. We'll all scoot here. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll see you all in the marketing webinar next.